Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Twickenham Stoop. I'm Topsy Ojo and tonight we have an unbelievable feast of rugby for you. It's the eve of St Patrick's Day, Super Saturday tomorrow, the climax of the Six Nations, and tonight we bring you the former legends of the game putting on their boots one more time. It's the England legends versus the Ireland legends exclusively on Pundit Arena TV. Brilliant evening of entertainment coming your way, and of course tonight wouldn't be possible without thanks to our sponsors. So if you're just settling in at home, you haven't quite thought about your dinner, feel free to download the Just Eat app and get your local restaurant to deliver your food right to your door where you sat. It couldn't be easier. Right, I've got a pleasure to be joined by Tom May. He'll be strapping on his boots tonight as well. Tom, how are you feeling?
I'm all right at the moment. I'm a bit worried about what I'm going to be feeling like probably in 12 hours time, but it's great to be able to pull the boots on and arrive at a ground where a lot of us have played and almost feel like we're young enough to play rugby again. We aren't, but it's great to be a part of something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the team sheets as well, if we talk about from an perspective, a couple of World Cup winners in there as well, a couple of guys who have recently been retired a while, so actually to bring that many players together, it's an unbelievable achievement.
Yeah, there's some guys that clearly train slightly more than others, and you'll see those. But to have the likes of Ian Bullshaw run out, Mark Cueto, we've got Andy Gomersall playing. Who else have we got? Gareth Archer's here. We've got a load of players, and the Irish, they're stacked full as well. There's what it's like when you play. There's always a competitive instinct amongst players, but it all starts off very friendly, but then that competitive instinct always kicks in, and no one really wants to lose.
Absolutely, I imagine rugby players, they never ever lose that competitive edge, and I'm sure we'll see that tonight once the boys take the field.
Yeah, it's all very friendly banter, and it's as you say before the interview started, it's a big weekend of rugby. It's all building towards St Patrick's Day, and there's a lot of friendly chat, but ultimately that competitive edge at some point takes over.
It always does. Well, kickoff is in just over 10 minutes time, but let's quickly have a look at what happened when we caught up with some of the players earlier when they met at the Lensbury in Teddington. Looks like a lot of old friends meeting up, looking like they hadn't seen each other in quite a few years. Well, let's continue and let's see what Shane Byrne had to say when we caught up with him earlier as well.
Well, Shane Byrne, building up to kick-off, how excited are you with this Irish team you've got behind you?
I'm very excited, I have to say. It's great. Listen, we're in the 10th year playing the Stuart Mangan Trophy, and it's just something that has built up momentum every year, and there's a great charity edge to it, and guys give their time for nothing. And the great thing about it is that we still manage to get together and we have a great fun weekend. That's what it's for. The team, we put a few good guys together, but a few of the old guys, Mick Galway still managing to put the boots on, Mallow Kelly's there as well, Gordon Darcy. It's great for some of those guys who literally, like Gordon Darcy, be a classic, who have never experienced the amateur game at all, and that they now see that this was pretty much what it was like all the time. And there's a lot of booze involved, but that's the way it goes.
Who's going to take it too seriously?
Not me.
Yeah. Who's going to be the one to put in that big hit? Who's going to be the one to raise the stakes?
Yeah. Corkery probably is the man. Yeah. He likes. I think he's playing more rugby now than he did when he was playing. He was injured so much when he was professional, and but there's so many. But listen, the competitive juices get flowing. Like, you can't play at the level we were played, and you can't play that pretend. You gotta, the hits are full on. The skill sets are still there. We mightn't be able to run as fast, but they're very, very good games. But plain and simply, you also listen. We're playing England. You don't need much motivation to get out there and do that. Yeah. And I think we're 5-4 down in the results so far. So we have to win this one to match it off and then keep going next year.
That'll be good. And what about the English talent you see around the room, if indeed you believe there's any? But
Well, English talent, that's like a double negative, isn't it? Well, listen, the big thing about it is they are a disgrace to retired players because they seem to get fitter. Like, they all slim down and they get really fit and gorgeous. And we retire properly. We put the weight on. We enjoy retirement. They're an absolute disgrace. They're terrible. And there are too many fast players. Well, what the hell is that about?
Yeah, it's not fair, is it?
No, it's not fair.
A quick word on tomorrow over at Twickenham. Can Ireland win the Grand Slam?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt. I honestly think you've got to make a couple of assumptions, and one of them is that the English team have to have a reaction. They can't play as bad as they played the last two games. So therefore, you've got to assume that they're going to be as good as they can be. They're going to do it. But I still think if both teams firing fully, that Ireland will win it. I think it would take Ireland to mess up. And I don't get the feeling often that there's any panic, that there's a great calmness in the team. Like, they've been behind, like, they've had by no means perfect performances. They have shipped tries, they've made defensive errors. You know, Johnny Sexton couldn't kick for one of the days. You know, so they need to go up another 2 gears as well to win this Grand Slam. And what better place to do it? Paddy's weekend in Twickenham. Happy days.
Brilliant. Well, finally, your last words before kick-off. Will there be a big rousing speech? Will there be a pint of Guinness sunk? How's it going to go?
Yeah, a few little words just to make sure the guys remember what they're here to do.
Good.
And then just say that, like, the England team look really, really fit, lads. Best of luck.
Yeah, excellent. Shane, thanks for your time.
No worries, man.
So plenty of scores to settle this weekend. Obviously we've got the game tonight. England actually lost this fixture last year and the score currently stands at 5-4 to England. It's the 10th anniversary of this game, which is huge, so I'm sure the boys will be looking to put that right tonight. And of course the main event, just over the road at Twickenham, we've got Ireland coming to town, looking to pick up the Grand Slam on the road at England, so we've got a big game coming up in store. I'm delighted now to be joined by Mike Tyndall, unfortunately not playing this evening. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, it was a slight skiing accident whilst playing snow rugby. Unfortunately, I didn't dislocate my shoulder playing rugby. I did it doing skiing. I fell down a hole. But luckily, I had the support of my best friend Ian Bolshaw, who, when I told him I dislocated my shoulder, I needed him to get someone. He started taking selfies of me on the floor, where
as a good friend does,
before he actually got on the phone and rang anyone to come and help me. But yeah, so that was only a couple of weeks ago, so it's not quite. I don't think it'd last very long in the socket if I went to play tonight.
Fair enough. So you've been around the boys today as they've been getting ready, getting gathered. You know, how have they been feeling? How are the nerves? Are they fit? Have they been training?
Yeah, I'm not sure you'd say many of them are fit. Some of them are. People like Tom May, Dan Scarborough, still look in good shape. Look at Jason Leonard. He's
looking really good.
Oh, he is lean and mean. But then you look at Chris Chesney, who's gone the other way, who's got more muscle than any man should, and looks like he's auditioning for a Game of Thrones movie. But they've been around. It's always relaxed. Food over there is always nice and relaxed. But as soon as you get in a changing room, there's always something. You know you're going to have to go have that little bit. Well, anything with a bit of contact in is always going to get your mind focused a little bit.
Yeah, it never changes.
You talk about the game we lost last year. They did have 50 players. We had 24.
Right.
And then we looked across and they had 2.5 teams. But it was for a great cause last year.
Yeah.
And they were making sure they did not lose that game. We also did a very Irish game. So we played a 40-minute first half and a 20-minute second half instead of doing 2 30s.
All right, looking after the boys.
That's how the Irish do it.
There you go. So speaking of causes, obviously, I mean, it's a big occasion, and tonight we are here representing some unbelievable charities. Tell us a bit about your involvement.
Yeah, so the charity I'm involved in is called the Cure Parkinson's Trust. My dad got diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2003, and then over sort of the past 4 years, it's deteriorated quite quickly, and Cure Parkinson's Trust is the only one that's looking to stop, reverse it, and actually find a cure for it. I think so. Some of them are all about living with, whereas their job, they don't want their charity to be running forever. They want to find the cure for this disease and stop it. And having my dad and seeing how it affects a guy who played rugby for so long, and remembering what he was when I was a kid, and him playing rugby with me in the back garden, and now seeing him how he is, it's a horrible disease, and I know how frustrated he gets with it because he can't do the things that he used to do. But hopefully, with the help of the Cure Parkinson's Trust, we can find an end to that.
Absolutely. I mean, we're in the 10th year of this game and close to raising £1 million. I mean, that's got to go a long way towards raising awareness and obviously putting funds to where they're most needed.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing experience to be able to get the guys back together. It's like you've never been away. Obviously your bodies deteriorate a little bit and a lot more tape is used, but just to catch up, have those memories, and then do something where you can raise so much money for not only Cure Parkinson's Trust. Restart is in there. It's a no-brainer, really. I still love having a run around. I still love that little bit of contact and that social side that you miss when you retire from the game, that you don't really get anywhere else. Where you spend all your days with 35, 40 lads. So it's great to just come back and you just pick up like it was yesterday, and it's outstanding.
Well, I'm sure we'll see that in abundance tonight. And a quick word on tomorrow: is it Advantage Ireland, or do you think England will step up and spoil the party?
Well, look, 2011 they did it to us. 2015 they did it to us. 2017 they did it to us. So I think we owe them one. I think what we need to see from England is it's got to all be emotional. It's about pride. It's about showing that, look, we've had a couple of blips, and they've used the words, well, we've learnt some lessons. Well, you need to see that they have learnt some lessons. I think if they try and take Ireland on at a tight game, that Ireland have just been ruthless at it through the whole tournament. They need to look at the Wales game, look at the Scotland game, look where they had a success out wide, and try and be a bit more creative out there. And if they do, I think they can beat them. I think to a man, I think they're a better team, but one team's just playing with confidence. They're clinical, and England just have to get back to that. If they do, they can win that game easy.
Absolutely. Well, big game in store for us tomorrow.
Yeah.
I guess bragging rights will be on the cards tomorrow. Bragging rights definitely on the cards tonight. Kick off a few minutes away, so we'll hand you over to Nick Heath over in commentary.
Well, thank you, Topsy, and a very good evening to those of you who have just tuned in here on punditarena.com/TV. The scene is set. If you are sat in on your Friday evening, getting ready maybe to get a takeaway in, download the Just Eat app and make sure to indulge yourself, because we're certainly going to indulge ourselves with some great rugby this evening. Certainly we hope it's great. Anyway, there's plenty of talent out there, an absolute ton of caps in both sides, in the England legends and the Ireland legends. We heard from Shane Byrne how over the course of the 9 years so far, England are shading it 5 games to 4. And well, tonight we will be marking over £1 million raised through these Legends fixtures. A brilliant bit of work from Shane Byrne, from Leonard, and from everyone on the English side as well. Jason Leonard, everybody who's involved, absolutely superb effort. And well, we're looking forward to what should be a fantastic occasion. The scene is set. We've got the spectators in, and Topsy now rejoins me in commentary. The sort of game that you can see yourself taking part in a few years, Topsy?
Possibly. I mean, it would be great to be classed as a legend with some of the guys. You look at taking the pitch tonight, you know, you mentioned your Jason Leonard, your Mark Cueto, you got World Cup winners there. So, yes, if I was to get the invite to play in this fixture in a couple of years' time, I definitely wouldn't turn it down.
I'm not selling you down the river. No, I'm not saying you're ready.
I was about to say, hopefully I do have some years left playing in the Premiership.
Absolutely.
But, like I say, it'd be a pleasure to play in this game, no doubt about it.
Well, we look forward to you getting back out in the field soon. Back to full fitness?
Yes, finally, back to full fitness. A long 4 months out, but fit and ready to go. So hopefully get some action before the season's up.
Good, glad to hear it. Well, the rehab room is our game. Great to have you presenting our coverage here this evening. And I think we're almost ready for the two teams to join us. Plenty of talent, as I say, and well, some interesting history between the two sides as well. Some players, plenty of players who have played for the British and Irish Lions, the likes of, you know, Mark Cueto and Ian Bolshaw. On the Irish side as well, Mick Galway, a really historic name in Irish rugby. John Kelly as well, Mal O'Kelly, and Shane Byrne, of course, at the centre of things. Isaac Boss, and then more recently, of course, 82 caps for Ireland, Gordon Darcy, played in the Lions in 2005 and 2009. There is a raft of real quality through both of these sides. Wherever you're watching, do tweet us. We're at Pundit Rugby. And we're ready to welcome the sides. It's fair to say it's a slightly slimmed down Jason Leonard to what we're used to seeing. He has been on a fitness kick, and I think he's been doing such a fitness kick. You may see a bit of strapping on that left thigh. Well, he thinks he might have tweaked a hamstring in the effort of getting match fit.
Yeah, that'll definitely be an interesting one. I mean, obviously the players are retired, but like I was saying earlier, that competitive edge, it just never leaves you. And maybe we'll see it as the game unfolds, which of the guys have been putting in that extra little bit of training just to make sure that they can be fit and ready to go in this game. You never want to lose. Bragging rights are there, and both teams will be itching to put one over the other.
They're just getting themselves in the middle. I think we will have a couple of anthems before we get going, as is tradition. We'll certainly have them tomorrow at Big Twickenham over the road. The climax of the NatWest Six Nations, of course, but this, the perfect curtain raiser, the eve of St Patrick's Day. And well, look at that. It's a friendly old bunch across the middle. as we get ready for the anthems. Well, they even allowed for a little bit of a cappella at the end. Two stirring anthems getting us ready for this one. It's the England legends against the Ireland legends playing for the Stuart Mangan Cup. It's the 10th meeting between the two sides. My name's Nick Heath, alongside me Topsy Ojo. Great to have your company here on punditarena.com/TV. Of course, we live streamed the Barbarians match against Tonga in November. And of course the historic first ever Barbarians women's match. And it's going to be, well, a friend of Pundit Arena's Tom May who's going to get us underway. Of course, capped by England in the centre, 247 Premiership appearances, Tom May, 417 points. And let's hope he's been practising that start as we get underway. And Ireland taking the ball into contact through Malcolm O'Kelly. Julian White was meant to be playing in this one, but he's not ended up making it. It would have been a familiar meeting of those two sides if he had been, of course, a famous little dust-up they had in the Heineken Cup in 2008. But that's tidy from Gomersall onto Bolshaw, and Ian Bolshaw is chased down by Gavin Duffy. 10 caps for Ireland, former Connaught man. And then the ball is whisked away nicely by Andy Gomersall once again. A little bit loose. How good are England going to be at the breakdown? That's the question. It's been the talk for the last 2 weeks, hasn't it, Topsy Ojo?
Yeah.
Maybe not about this team.
The infamous breakdown. I mean, it will be interesting tonight because that's probably one area where I imagine both sets of teams probably won't be too interested. They'll be happy running the ball in space, cleaning breakdowns, getting your head over, doing the dirty work, maybe not so much.
No commitment either way. That's really nice from Bolshaw, but Gomersall couldn't hold the pass, and well, everybody stopped waiting to play the advantage, but someone unsportingly picked it up. So we will have the scrum and a first chance to see a bit of set piece, but a little bit of open running rugby to get the game underway.
Yeah, absolutely nice to see, and hopefully that is the manner that the rest of the game will be played in. We want the ball seen run. Hopefully we'll see a friendly scrum coming up. I can't imagine, again, both front rows are going to be looking to turn one over against the head. In and out, and let's get the game going. There
we are. Look, it's just a gentle bend, not too contested there. And Ireland look to get themselves going through Paddy Wallace and then out to the right-hand side, looking to try and get a bit of pace on it. Back in field. Isaac Boss gets it away. Still got the old scrum cap, good to see. And that's Gordon Darcy just about finding Des Dillon. And Dillon, he was one of the brighter figures in the game at the RDS last year, and then it's going to be a little pick and go. A little pop pass from Shane Byrne to feed O'Kelly. Is that Nick Easter in there trying to make a nuisance of himself? Ireland still have it away from Wallace, and then it's floated over the top. Is there going to be some room for Ireland to get in the corner here? No, it's just been spilled a little bit, so they'll have to come again. It's a little bit loose from Nick Easter, and then it's hacked on.
It's really good play by Ireland there, you know, spreading the ball, moving it left and right. Got Shane Byrne and Mal O'Kelly working this near hand side. Gordon Darcy getting involved. I expect to see a lot of him in the game, and he's going to have a very heavy influence and forcing England in defence just to make a few mistakes. So scrum again. Let's see if Ireland can maintain the pressure in this attack.
Playing half an hour this evening, both halves. Each half, I should say. 30 minutes each. We're not just playing half an hour. That would be a real cop-out. Darcy, oh, nice little run around. Wrap around. Nearly worked. O'Kelly goes in to aid the support. Now Boss again. Paddy Wallace feeding those runners coming round the corner. Ireland wrestling it away. And again, it's into the hands of Andy Ward. Boss wants the middle chip through in the corner. Comersall will see it out.
Very nice idea, Isaac Boss there, putting the kick through. Justin Bishop on the chase, just couldn't quite get there. But again, great attacking work, keeping the pressure on England, forcing them to exit now from their own 5-metre line.
So we've already got our first little change, I think. I'm not sure.
4 minutes per substitution.
Don't know whether that's John Rudd we've just seen come off down on the near side, but it will be rolling subs. Fionn Carr getting into the action. There we go. Nicely done down from the top. Oh, little cheeky bit of footwork. Nobody's expecting that this evening. Now Ireland go again through Boss. O'Kelly looking to try and get around the corner. Sean Perry with the tackle. Now they go a little wider. Trying to hold that one up. Could be a strong bit of work from Mark Cueto. It's not quite worked for him. England come flying in around the corner. Paul Volley making his presence felt. Oh, Jason Leonard nearly getting himself in the passing channel. And then I think it was lost forward out on the wide, was it? No referee happy enough for play to go on. It might be that sort of evening. Let's not let the law book get in the way. Gomersall. England to try and run it from inside their own 22. Goes again. Tom May. He won't shirk the physical stuff. It's away again quickly, and now they go for the miss pass. Trying to find Bolshaw or set him away. England have done well to get that out of the 22 through Ollie Phillips. Now they go again out the back door, trying to keep some quick hands on the action. Gomersall again comes back down the near side. There's that little trail ball back inside again. Suggestion of a high tackle. No confirmation as to whether we're playing 2018 rules or 2000 rules. It'll be interesting to see what the referee gets interested in. Doesn't want to slow this game down too much, of course, as England continue to make decent ground. Dean Schofield making his presence felt. Former Sale, Toulon and Worcester man, earning himself a couple of caps, but now Ireland have managed to steal possession back. Mike Ross, not too long retired either, getting in on the action. Oh, that's brilliant work from Gavin Duffy. And Ireland have got the numbers, but no, they're going to go in for the game's first try. Paddy Wallace will finish it. Former Ulsterman, played in a couple of Rugby World Cups, and he gets the game's first try.
Oh, brilliant score by Ireland. Obviously created the turnover. Nice break there by Gavin Duffy, going through the hole, and then it's a simple 2-on-1 on the end. Justin Bishop probably screaming at him to go himself. I doubt he wanted the pass. Show and go over the try line for the game's first score. Brilliant stuff.
Nicely done from the Irish, and they get first blood at the Stoop. Wallace with the drop kick to convert his own effort, just across the face of the posts. So Ireland putting a bit of pace on it, just getting away from the tackle of Gareth Archer. Tom May was well screened by Gordon Darcy, and the first try goes down. Ball, well, attempted to be taken by Mike Ross. He was accompanied by a teammate who probably put him off there, but now Bolshaw from the back. What can he do here? Nice line from Ollie Phillips, cutting back. Perry, that was nicely done by England. Onto Paul volley. Oh, then it's a little bit loose, and did it go forward off Gomersall there, or it just did?
Shame really. England could have done with keeping hold of the ball for a bit longer. I mean, Ireland have had all the ball in the first half, all the attack, and fair play them getting the first score. England probably would have liked to have kept hold of it a bit longer, maybe tried to get a bit further down the pitch, but wasn't to be, and back to the uncontested scrums.
Ian Bolshaw's looking like he could still do a job for England at the back at the minute.
He is, definitely. He's looking sharp. There's definitely a few that would have been training with this game in mind, thinking, right, I need to be...
Eddie Jones might have half an eye.
No, ready for that call for the game tomorrow.
Absolutely. Paddy Wallace, soft hands again, managing to get the ball out to the wide outside. So there for Boss. Shovelled on from O'Kelly. Wallace that time just decides to thread the ball down. England get themselves coming forwards. Trying to ask some questions of Ireland at the back. Now they find Fionn Carr looking a little bit dangerous himself. Carr shows the dancing feet, and then Sean Perry, one of those who decides that we've seen enough of that and puts him to the ground. Ireland still with the ball. Tom May in on the tackle. Boss needs someone to find the forward thrust. O'Kelly will set up the platform. England trying to go through it. Interesting to see which of the players have actually kept up with the modern rule book. Fionn Carr, dances around a little bit. Nick Easter says he's seen enough of that. Almost an awkward fall as well. Nobody wants to get injured in this fixture, that's for sure. Suddenly saw a bit of spark from Nick Easter, back on his old stomping ground, of course, here at the Stoop, home of Harlequins. And we're away, trying to exploit a bit of room on the outside. Duffy again in that channel, causing a few problems, and then Ireland weaving their way downfield. John Kelly getting involved. It was a big tackle, there are questions being asked, but the referee's saying play on. Darcy on to Shane Byrne. Tackle by Sean Perry, now Boss again. Floating around that halfway point. Jason Leonard involved there. New slimline version of the fun bus. Now Ireland come again. Trying to create a bit of room here is Darcy. Well, happy enough play the territory game. That's not what the Legends game's all about. There we go. England decide to keep the ball alive. It's one of those moments in a Legends game where everyone goes, oh God, we'd rather have had the line out.
Absolutely, especially with a long kick chase. You can see the stragglers in the backfield.
They are blowing out there now. It's survival of the fittest. Tom May is still fit as a butcher's dog. He's chasing as much as he can. And there he is, putting the tackle in and then reaching up and making the next hit while he's on the floor. Nicely done from the former Toulon and Newcastle and Saints centre. Oh, now Isaac Boss finding a way straight through the middle. Ian Bolshaw's the last man. There's no support there. Man finally to arrive. Now they dig it out. It's away from Carr. Of course, the nature of these Legends games, there have been a few shirt swaps, so there will be a couple out there that we're not entirely sure in commentary who's turned up and put their boots on, but we'll do our very best to keep you up to date. That's George Shooter selling dummies to anyone who'll buy them. Gomersall. Easter ships it out. Bolshaw had Hugh Vivian feeding him. Nearly worked out for Ian Bolshaw.
It was the right idea. There was no one at the backfield, just didn't quite get enough length on the kick. It's quite interesting watching Ireland actually. It almost seems any time likes of Duffy, Keogh, Isaac Boss and Gordon Darcy especially get on the ball. They're the guys that are causing all the trouble. And Fionn Carr as well on the wing. I mean, again, another one that looks like you could think that he would still be doing a job anywhere at the moment. He's looking sharp, footwork, getting involved. So I think the more those guys get involved, the happier the Falls will be. Definitely keep the ball in front of them for as long as possible.
Absolutely. Well, Ireland are ringing the changes, as are the English. The rolling subs are coming on. We're hoping as well to bring you a bit of a taster of the action from pitch side with our microphone down there. We'll let you know when we've got that in action as well to bring you even closer to the action. Big hit comes in there from Spencer Brown, straight into the action. Ireland then with a little reverse ball back in field. Oh, but then that could be hands on the floor. Gomersall trying to bring another trick out of the playbook. And then putting a bit more pace on it. England get out of the 22 again. Clear out comes in. Spencer Brown is there again. Gone for a little pick. England breaking here. He's almost got a nosebleed. There was absolutely no support there for Rory Jenkins. We're hoping we'll be able to hear from Isaac Boss, who is just down on the sidelines. Just in a moment. Oh, trying to dummy his way through with Sean Perry. And well, I might be able to have a quick word with Isaac, who's down on the sidelines. Isaac, what's the temperature like out there?
Oh, not too bad to start with. Bit helter-skelter. No, not really a lot of rucking going on, so a few of our big boys are blowing already.
Ireland getting the first on the score sheet. That must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's always good when you get the ball in hand a bit more and not doing too much defence. But we'll be tested here now a bit, and once the fitness goes a little bit from us old fellas, but let's hope it doesn't get too testy out there.
Yeah, Fionn Carr's looking pretty bright. Gavin Duffy as well, selling a couple of dummies.
Yeah, a couple of doubles. Hey, you know, he's probably one of the quicker ones out there. You've got a couple of quick wings yourself, so mistakes are bad, you know. You just want to hold the ball, to be honest.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, we saw a minute ago England taking the quick line out. We were saying up here in commentary that's probably the last thing anybody on the field wanted.
Oh, to be honest, it's nice to break it up a little bit, but a few forwards on both sides were yelling and swearing at them. I think they wanted the break. But no, it's good service, good crowd as well, so it's a good atmosphere. Really enjoying it so far. Of course, we're up, so of course I'm enjoying it.
We'll find out if you're still enjoying it later, Isaac. Thanks very much.
Pleasure, guys. Chat to you later.
For your input. Isaac Boss down there on the sidelines. England building a bit of pressure there, but just a bit inaccurate.
Yeah, and I think a lot of substitutions coming on right now as well, which probably isn't helping continuity too much. So maybe once this little period is settled, we might actually be able to get back to a bit more flowing rugby.
Do let us know where you're watching. You can tweet us at Pundit Rugby. As England try and come again. Sean Perry onto Tom May. Little reverse ball back in field. That's some nice running from England. Need to get the support players there. Can they get themselves a score of their own? Tackles coming in from Ireland. Michael Swift making the hit. Perry goes for the long pass, but there was nobody on the end of it. And England throw away another chance, but looking bright for a moment there.
Yeah, probably their best moment of the game, and very nearly putting Dan Scarborough in the corner there. Pass just a bit too high, but better from England. This is where they would want to be, be down this end of the pitch, keep the ball for long periods of time, create pressure and try and get their own score on the board.
Ireland, they understand the mission here. That was nice from Darcy, keep it alive, but then it's been lost forward, so this will give England that chance back now with the advantage. Perry again, they look a little wider, find Ollie Phillips, takes it in, he's got company. They try and drive it forward now, it's away from Gomersall. Perry again fires it out for Tom May, who's gone for the little chip in behind to ask a few questions, varying the game. Ireland now keeping it in hand. They have eventually decided to kick it downfield, trying to turn the last line of defence. Dan Scarborough getting back and tidying it up, and then finding Phillips, and then on to Spencer Brown. Former Richmond and England A. Played a couple of tests for England as well. Played against Australia and South Africa in the Southern Hemisphere Tour of 1998, Spencer Brown. Now the ball's away, a bit more of a bullocking run to try and set up a bit of front foot ball, and well, we've heard Eddie Jones talking about how much the side tomorrow are going to need front foot ball. England keep having to throw another man into that ruck just to get hold of possession.
They seem to have about 10 scrum halves at the moment. Every time someone tries to pick it up, someone else gets in the way.
Someone gets dragged in. Like a game of rugby sardines.
A good defence from Ireland also, I think. Like I say, they're forcing England to commit that many numbers that actually when England try and play out, they've got not that many options. Ireland have done well, weathered the storm, got the penalty, and now they're back up into England territory. And as Isaac Voss was saying earlier, they'd much rather play with the ball in hand than defend. So let's see what they can do with this line-out.
Players met up earlier at the Lensbury in Teddington and were regaling each other with former war stories over a pint or two. A few of them went out last night. That was some excellent and slightly comedic lifting at the line out from Ireland. They tried to set James Downey up through the middle there. He set a good platform. Ireland coming away with it, trying to step through the tackles. Chris Keane, he's not read the memo about playing at a friendly pace here. Desperately trying to get through. Mick Galway has not found anybody at the end of that. And then Paddy Wallace has gone off again. They go down the short side this time. Oh, they might find a little bit of room through Darcy. Now they play back in field. Tony Buckley, the big former Munster man. Ireland, they were worried about the pace of the England backs, but at the minute it's proving to be that Ireland's forwards are punching the holes and securing decent territory. And just as I say that, they've coughed it up, and Gomersall looks around him. That almost looked like a moment where he'd run his 10 metres and the referee was going to make him pass it, like in proper vets games. There's no such rule in this one, not that we're aware of anyway. Clearance kick downfield, and it stayed in play. Ireland under a bit of pressure here. Simon Cueto up against Phillips. Cueto bowls it back in field, and England could benefit from this. Phillips meant that as well. Malcolm O'Kelly getting back. Spencer Brown thinks he might have spotted a gap, and Brown is away. Great awareness from the former Richmond man. And he's over and under the sticks. England draw level.
England level on the score sheet. Big credit goes to Ollie Phillips, I think, there. Off the turnover, kick into space, the chase as well, didn't give up. nails his man, driving him into touch, forcing the offload to no one. England pick up possession. 2 phases later, Brown is under the sticks and England are right back in the game. Conversion to come, should get knocked over, and England take the lead at 7-5.
Well, there we go. Gomersall on hand to add the extras. Saw him in the car park earlier. He was complaining that neither of his calves are working. He was at Cheltenham yesterday walking about 8 miles around. Might have had a pint or two of Guinness in the process, and then played a round of golf today, so he's only got himself to blame.
Exactly. It looks like he's feeling it the way he's trotting back after that kick, but you can't blame him. I think every man and his dog was at Cheltenham yesterday and today.
There is no sympathy for him whatsoever. A few of the boys were over last night and sampling a local hostelry or two. Pillars of rugby, that's what these boys are, and they know what it's all about. Great to have so many people down as well, contributing for the fundraising of all of the charities involved. Injured Players Foundation, Restart Rugby. Oh, England, nearly through. Ollie Phillips had run a really nice close support line. So characteristic of him in his playing days.
Classic from Ollie there, just unfortunately the pass didn't stick, but good from England, and I think their backs are now starting to come into the game a bit more. You know, Ollie Phillips has been prevalent, Dan Scarborough, Tom May as well, Sean Perry is pinging passes like he did all of his career, so yeah, there's more to come. I think Ireland will be happy now just to slow the tempo a bit, keep hold of the ball and stay down England's end for as long as they can.
At Pundit Rugby, we've heard from Louis Field. When's Big Morris Field going to get a run out with all these young pacey boys? Well, I can see him down on the touchline, Louis. Oh, that's nice from Ireland, and look at the injection of pace here. Simon Cueto trying to go all the way, or was it? Ireland putting plenty of pressure on through Keogh, yeah. Boss. England did well to stop that attack. Now England are trying to use defensive pressure to drive Ireland back. Darcy suddenly under a bit of pressure. The temperature just rising a little here, and England trying to force the turnover. The referee was not going to give that anytime soon. England go in again. Gomersall again trying to keep things ticking over. Nick Easter almost looked like he was shaping to kick for a minute.
I would hope not. He's not kicked his whole career. I don't think he should start now.
And they're trying to wrestle their way out of the 22. That was a little inaccurate.
Unlucky, they had numbers there. It was a great set-piece move off the scrum by Ireland and an unbelievable cover tackle from, I think it was Ollie Phillips on Simon Keogh there. Stopped him in his tracks a metre from the try line. And England scramble defence, forcing Ireland all the way back to the 22 and then getting the turnover. So great play from both teams. Ireland regain the ball, they have a chance to go again, and looks like they've been working on some set-piece strike moves, which is good. So hopefully we'll see another one now.
Ireland break from the back. Oh, it's a big challenge into Sean Perry. Just about held on to it. Perry takes a minute to get to his feet. And then Tony Buckley, good tackle on him from Nick Easter. Textbook. Still looking in pretty decent shape, Nick Easter, isn't he? Oh, and then breaking through. Ireland could be going here through James Downey. Downey's going to go all the way. That was strong from the former Saints man. You struggle to find a club that James Downey hasn't played for, incidentally. Northampton Saints, of course, for the longest spell, but Leinster, Connacht, Munster, Glasgow, Wasps spell in Italy with Calvisano.
Yep, James Downey at his finest, as he's done all the way through his career at all his clubs. That hard, strong line straight through the middle. He's a big man, looking bigger now, but that is what he's done. And like, great score for Ireland, exactly what they needed. Like I say, stay down England's end, pressure, get under the sticks for the 5 points. 7 points now, and they retake the lead.
Conversion taken, yeah, 5 points. Approaching half time, just a few minutes away. Good tackle made by Adam Black from the restart. Now, I'm trying to break again. Don't know whether they will do the gentlemanly thing and allow England the right of reply. They've certainly given up the penalty. And Gomersall plays it to Easter, who goes in nice and physically, and that will raise the temperature. He doesn't know anything else, does Nick Easter?
Needs to impress on his home ground, doesn't he?
Certainly does. Someone's in watching. Hugh Vivian went backwards. England might have numbers on this right-hand side. Dummying their way back in field, up 5 metres out now. Gomersall wants quick ball and gets it. Are they in through Chris Sheesby? I think they are.
They're in, it's Shees. He's under, he's in.
Brilliant score. Kept the momentum going.
Another man back on his home patch. There's good continuity by England down that side. That's John Rudd there making the bust. Big, strong man as well. He loves a carry. Quick ball from the breakdown. Sheesby, as he's done many times over the year, especially at this ground, hitting that line off the scrum half and getting over the try line for the points.
I think you could recognise Chris Sheesby's running style from about 2 miles away.
It is very unique for a big man.
Socks always pulled right up to the knee.
Absolutely. He definitely lets you know that it's him.
Well, sportingly, England have missed the conversion to make sure that it's 12 points apiece as we approach the break.
It's probably a fair scoreline so far. I mean, both teams have had their chances. Ireland probably more share of the ball, but England have looked dangerous in bits. So I think if we spoke to them at this stage, they would probably take 12 all.
Yeah. They'd probably take the full-time whistle, to be fair,
Yeah,
but they've got a second half to play. We'll try and get a bit more reaction for you from pitch side as well as Ireland win that little juggling competition. They go down the short side. Hugh Vivian asking whether that went forward, and I think the referee had spotted that as Ireland think they're in. There was a bit of skullduggery going on in the Irish dressing room as well, because I think for the past couple of Legends games, certainly last year, and I'm told this year as well, Marcus Horan wanders in, the young buck, fresh, ready to go. And then the grandfather of the Irish team, Mick Galway, has a quick word with Lendeneen, who's looking after things, and he ends up starting. And Horan is left absolutely frustrated. Happened last year, and apparently it's happened again this year. Now then, this could be interesting. Ollie Phillips has sent this downfield and building up a decent bit of pace to put the pressure on. Oh, but the tackling's got to be better from Ian Bolsher if he's going to follow up there. That is a better tackle, but then the support line from Cueto. Now Tom May comes across, tries to fall on it, and the referee, I think, has blown the half-time whistle on a brilliant first half. As we watch the replay, Ireland getting in each other's way. And this is where it all fell apart. Tom May trying to fall on it, but Sean Perry deciding that we'll take the half-time whistle. Well, we hope you're enjoying it. Plenty of names from yesteryear to enjoy, aren't there? And we've seen a few of them looking like they've still got it. Certainly Alaxi and Bolshaw, Ollie Phillips, Andy Gomersall, all looking pretty good. Might not be quite as quick as they used to be, but the skills are certainly on show. And well, as for the Irish as well, Gavin Duffy, we've had the early try from Paddy Wallace, James Downer getting on the score sheet, Spencer Brown with the little cheeky up and go. We'll bring you the highlights in a little while, and Chris Sheesby bringing us all square. Topsy Ojo, it's been just what the evening wanted so far, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Played a fairly reasonable intensity and pace as well. The players are definitely looking to move the ball. I think, like I said, the nitty-gritty stuff they'd rather do without, but so far so good. Entertaining game. You know, good to see the players on show. There's enough skill there that you know that there's definitely been some training behind the scenes, regardless of how long they've been together. They always want to perform when they take the pitch, and I think we've seen that tonight so far.
It's amazing how much training you can do over a pint in an afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, drinking pints is a form of training as well.
Of course, of course.
Don't know what part of the body you're actually training.
That left arm really gets looked after.
Yeah, but like I say, I mean, you look at the lineups that we have tonight, and you know, the guys love being out there at whatever stage where they are. They've been retired 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and probably good that they can enjoy a pint, enjoy a day at the races, and still turn up and deliver a level of performance that everybody here is enjoying. So everyone's winning all round. Class
through and through. The voice of Topsy Ojo as well. There we have it. England 12, Ireland 12 at half-time in the Legends game, playing for the Stuart Mangan Memorial Cup. And well, there are plenty of charities that benefit from this game. Alex Bennett is one of those who has actually benefited himself, and it was a good chance to catch up on the charitable side of the Legends game, and I spoke to Alex Bennett a little earlier. So Alex, talking to me here, what's your involvement and why is today important in what goes on?
Yeah, so today is really special for me. I was obviously involved in the inaugural England-Ireland Legends match, and we had nearly 15,000 that evening, and that was the start of something that I think has grown into something really special. And it raises a huge amount of money for lots of different charities actually, and Validus that have been with us right from the very beginning, an amazing sponsor. But people like myself who are then subsequently injured, ironically having retired from professional rugby, have benefited from a number of the charities that have been recipients of some of the funding that they've received, which I believe is going to top the £1 million mark this evening. So congratulations to everybody for that great achievement.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And is it difficult to persuade some of these old boys to pull the boots on again?
Look, I think we all like getting back together. The crack is amazing. It's a little bit different for the guys that are just recently retired, because you're not too sure if you're going hard or if you're going, kind of taking it easy. But whenever Paddy Johns is on the field, you've got to watch yourself. And I was fortunate enough to play with Paddy, and I think he hurt me more than anybody else as a teammate. So, the guys have got to watch out. But it's all played in great spirits, and obviously rugby is a contact sport, but some great skill out there today, isn't there?
Yeah, there certainly is, and it's a big weekend for England and Ireland. The big game takes place at Twickenham tomorrow. What do you think is going to happen in that one?
Oh, it'll be nice to get a little bit of payback for last year, but look, it's a tough one. I think we've given ourselves a little bit of a mountain to climb as an England team, but I wouldn't be surprised if we pull off the win tomorrow, and unfortunately we're in Paddy's Day weekend for the Irish.
Yeah, excellent. Well, listen, Alex, thanks for your time, and we hope you enjoy the night.
My pleasure.
So great to hear about that charitable side, so important, and a great amount of money being raised. Huge appreciation of everybody that has come down to the Stoop, and of course to you for tuning in. If you'd like to make those donations and find out more about those charities, and get yourself online, and I'm sure they would be very appreciative of any funds that you can spare. And amazing to see one of those players and hear from Alex Bennett as to how it benefited him. So 12-all, we are stood at half time. Let's have a look at those highlights if you've just joined our coverage here on punditarena.com/TV. And this was the first try. Paddy Wallace getting on his bike, then that final dummy to get him over. And you can just see, as Tom May's trying to come across here, Gordon Darcy doing enough just to hold him off from making that tackle. Little bit of gentle leaving the shoulder in. I'm not entirely sure Tom May was getting that. And Wallace opening the scoring. Lovely dummying from Gavin Duffy to get them there. Spencer Brown breaking through. And then Ireland replying. Brilliantly done through James Downey. Doing what he's done for Northampton Saints and plenty of clubs. Very, very nicely done from him. Ollie Phillips, the one trying to give chase on that occasion. And England did get there. Tom May providing the wide out pass, and then Chris Sheesby arriving like a steam train. There he is. He hasn't got too far to go either, has he? Very nicely done. There are plenty of players taking part in this one actually who have played their rugby on this ground in both of the squads. And the former Wasp Quins and London Irish man Chris Sheesby, part of the Sevens Rugby World Cup team, of course, who won in 1993. That was Chris Sheesby. Very, very good. So we are all square. Now we're hoping that we might be able to get a bit of half-time chat, and we can, I think, go down to Topsy Ojo, who has got Mark Cueto alongside him.
We're joined here at half-time by Mark Cueto. I see the boots are off already. Is that an early shower?
It is, mate, unfortunately. I was actually enjoying it out there, to be honest, but about 15-20 minutes in, calf tightened up. And I think it's full of Guinness from Cheltenham this week. So,
yeah, you're not the only one.
So, yeah, it's a bit sore, so I won't be going back on.
Cool. And how's the mood in the change room at half-time?
No, it's good. It's good. it's obviously a decent Irish team here, and they've had a lot of ball in that first half. But you know, we're confident. The boys got a couple of tries, so hopefully we can seal off a win in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Much niggle out there, or it's played in a friendly / competitive manner?
Yeah, it's pretty competitive, but at the minute there's not much niggle. But you know, I remember last year, I think over at the RDS, I think Ireland finished with 18 men on the field and they were smashing everything. So I'm sure it'll get tasty in the last 10-15 minutes.
Always does. And a quick word from you about tomorrow. Obviously, Ireland chasing the Grand Slam, England looking to rectify back-to-back defeats. How do you see that going?
I just hope that. I think it's a must-win game for England, for us. I think at home you'd always back the boys. I like the balance of the team, you know, and Ireland have done it to us so many times where they've spoiled our Grand Slam party away in Dublin as well. So hopefully we can spoil the Irish Grand Slam party at Twickenham.
Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
Cool. Thanks for joining us, Mark. Back to you, Nick.
Well, thank you, Topsy. Good to hear the thoughts of Mark Cueto as well. Of course, he's been there and done it. And he's out there doing it tonight for England legends. So half-time, 12 points apiece. We'll be back with the second half in just a couple of minutes. So a few fluids taken on board, the type of which I cannot guarantee. But we're nearly ready to get restarted. 12 points apiece, 2 tries apiece. There's been some enjoyable rugby played by both sides. Paddy Wallace gets ready to get things started. 30 caps for Ireland between 2006 and 2012, Paddy Wallace. Well, that is a restart to be forgotten. Not only were half the Ireland team in front of the ball there, but it was as bad a restart as I think you'll see.
It's definitely not how you want to start the second half. You know, I think probably still left in the changing room. I think he needed a couple more minutes to warm up.
Yeah. So England then with possession on the halfway line. Ball shot. England mixing it up. Easter, little shorter ball. England need to get around and provide a bit more support there. Now it comes away. Perry getting himself involved in that fly half position. Gomersall again. Easter. Shane Byrne getting in there and making the tackle. Putting in the yards. Jason Leonard as well. England are doing it up the jumper at the moment. Then into the tackles as well. Rory Jenkins, now Perry again. Oh, it was just lost on the floor. Ireland go with Andy Ward, and then Shane Byrne will play scrum half. They're trying to get a bit of turnover here. Oh, there was a big bit of pressure on. Fionn Carr, dancing feet. Eventually nailed. Ireland come forward again. John Kelly. Now it's just straight to Tom May. Easter back in field. Little floated ball over the top from Scarborough, and now Bolshaw, and they're trying to bring players onto this, and England will streak in down the corner. Ollie Phillips needing no further invitation. That was just the ball he was looking for, Topsy Ojo.
Absolutely, he had one run earlier on, and he's probably been the player of the game so far. He's looked dangerous, he's looked sharp, and great work on the turnover. Ian Bolshaw doing what he's done his whole career as well, that outside arc, and Ollie Phillips needs no invitation to run those into the try line. He's been doing it all his career, all over the world. Severn, Stade Francais, Newcastle, and here he is doing it tonight for the Legends.
You'd have liked that one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. A nice, easy run in 20 metres in the corner. Take all the plaudits. Take the kick as well.
You've been used to this from the Severn Circuit as well. Well, not bad. Not quite good enough, but decent effort.
Good start to the game by England, actually. Second half, it almost seemed like they were just going to play it tight, just look after the ball. It was actually when they went wide that they ended up turning it over, but managed to turn the ball back over, spread it wide into the danger men, and get over for the score. Yeah,
14-year pro career, Ollie Phillips. Was 2009 World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year. That's how impressive he's been on the Sevens Circuit over the years. And now Gomersall back in there. 43 years of age now, Andy Gomersall. He won't thank me for that, but 35 England caps between 96 and 08. Of course, a long-time servant to Gloucester as well. 2 Rugby World Cups under the belt. And there's Bolshaw, and England are getting that pace onto it again. Fionn Carr was nearly away. It's really interesting to watch these sort of Legends game, because just then, those moments of turnover when a team might get away, suddenly you see that little professional edge come back in. It's an accurate tackle. It's a tackle into touch. It's less of the nicely stuff.
Definitely. It's almost like they're just waiting for that little bit of space to open up, and then everybody lights up, and it's right, this is the opportunity, we have to score.
Game on.
You look at both teams, especially in the backs, you know, Fionn Carr versus Ollie Phillips is a good battle. Dan Scarborough, Justin Bishop on the other side, and Gordon Darcy as well in the middle versus Tom May. So some really good battles going on at the moment.
Yeah, there was some bloke that Gordon Darcy used to play alongside in the Irish midfield.
He was all right.
He was okay, wasn't he? Brian somebody. Anyway, don't hear too much from him these days. England come forward. That almost looked forward, but they keep it alive through Scarborough. And England do look a little bit more up for this second half. It's as if somebody said to them, look, we got beaten last year. As much as this is for charity and we're playing nicely, we want to win this game. Penalty being played to England. The advantage is there. Tom May goes for the little chip through the middle. Can he regather it himself? Well, he'll get a boot to it and send Ireland scurrying. England had a penalty advantage, and the referee will deem that over. Isaac Boss hasn't got too many options out wide to his left, and England put the pressure on. Oh, and Boss is flattened. Mind you, they've done well to come away with it. Carr looks for the little offload out the back for Darcy. It's fair to say Darcy's hands aren't quite what they used to be. Gomersall is putting in a decent shift here. Perry, long ball over the top, looks for Bolshaw. He's got a race to the corner. Looks for the dummy. Needs support. Oh, finds it back inside from Scarborough. And England are in. And they're 2 tries to the good in the second half.
That is an unbelievable offload from Ian Bolshaw. He's wheeled away to the crowd, taking in all the applause and trying to get himself substituted as well. It's a great finish to a great move. To Dan Scarborough eventually getting over the line, but let's just have a watch of this. The show, the feint, the fend, the dummy, round the back. You'd take that every day of the week, wouldn't you?
That's absolutely lovely, yeah. He was just toying with David Corkery there.
He was, wasn't he? And England's back 3. As we talked about earlier, maybe what Ireland thought they would be strong. They've started this second half on fire and really got England on the front foot. 2 quick fire scores, pushes the lead out, 5 points. Let's see if they get this conversion.
Well, Gomersall squeezed that wide somehow.
Not quite. That's Cheltenham Calf as well.
Cheltenham Calf, yeah. Might be the name of the horse you bet on. England 22, Ireland 12. That was lovely work from Bolshot. Gomersall almost thought he was in there as well for a minute, thought he was going to be needed in support.
Typical scrum half, always through the middle trying to pick up scraps.
Enjoyed seeing that on the replay. It's down for Jenkins. Big physical hit. The Irish now realise that the English have made a statement of intent, so they're now coming back at them, saying we're not going to lie down. It's a Grand Slam weekend for them tomorrow. There's honours in the bar afterwards in this one. Easter goes digging. Wasn't the easiest one for Perry to take over his shoulder, and Ireland pile on the pressure. Spencer Brown trying to get away and getting himself scragged. Lovely intelligent break earlier. Easter feints to kick, now does kick. It's the full box of tricks from the former Harlequins in England number 8. And now it's a little bit of stop-go, and now Darcy coming back against the grain. He's got himself caught in trouble a little bit there as England come in.
But a lot of the Ireland forwards in front of him just slowly starting to tire.
Oh, Ireland get the penalty. England must have thought they were there in the turnover there. So the option here, as Fields of Athenry begins to circulate at the Stoop. Ireland with the jump. Bring it down through Wallace. Good tackle in midfield by England. Trying to close the door. And a big man in Des Dillon. Former Leinster man, retired in 2007, but he's continued playing club rugby. He's still in decent nick. Chip over the top. It's all nicely done. Tom May gets in and makes the tackle, combination with Spencer Brown. Ireland have this. They're losing ground here. Wallace, and somebody needs to get some go forward. They're right back on the halfway now, but this little chip through could get interesting. England eventually tidy it up. Phillips doing a decent job, then on to Schofield, and then, oh, it's just been lost by Archer. Ball's been hacked downfield. The referee is playing advantage to Ireland. There are a lot of
forward saying no, we'll take the scrum.
Yeah, a lot of players want that scrum, don't they? It's coming back through Fionn Carr. He's almost given up before he got to the halfway line. Ireland do still have it. Then the big hit comes in. Now it's Shane Byrne, who's, well, where he was when play was there 3 minutes ago. That's how it works when you play the Legends game. Oh, and there's a nice late hit from Rory Jenkins. It's all happening. Here come Ireland again.
We knew before there was never ever going to be any let up in commitment. Boys are flying in, it's physical, it's niggly.
That was lovely from Michael Swift. Juggle, juggle, pat back. Nick Easter trying to swat away the attention, and then
4 Irish players jump on his back.
Yeah, more players join in. Come back on an England side. Referee make the best of that.
Probably that stage of the game now where that fatigue will really start to set in. Those extra couple of pints last night, Cheltenham, whoever's there today, boys are going to need to use their subs and keep them rolling on and off, because, like I say, there's a lot of boys standing on the halfway line now, looking to the sidelines saying, anybody going to sub in?
Middle go Ireland. Set away to the right. There's There's almost more happening off the ball than on the ball currently, I think. It's a nice little show. Kevin Duffy didn't manage to lose too many admirers in that little bit of trickery with the hands, and actually England have ended up with the ball.
Swarmed all over by white shirts there. He had little option outside of him. Nice show on the ball, took it in, but 3 England defenders there ready to wrap him up, and they get the turnover in the maul. Definitely a first scrum against the head on an uncontested. I don't know how that's happened.
That's quite something, isn't it? Ireland with possession. Shane Byrne stepping inside. Gareth Archer just down on the near side. Just taking a bit of a knot. I did hear at half-time and of Mark Cueto talking about how Ireland won it last year. They managed to finish the game with 18 men on the field. That's home advantage for you.
Definitely. How they did that without the referee noticing, I'll never know, but if you can get away with it, it's not cheating, is it?
Certainly got the right number out there at the moment, but England get the penalty. 10 points between the two sides then. Just over 15 minutes remaining of the match. 2 second half tries so far from England, from Ollie Phillips and Dan Scarborough, both of the wings touching down. The changes will be made. Don't know if we're going to be seeing much more of Jason Leonard. The ball's just coming down next to where he stood on the sidelines. He's got his jacket back on. Here come Ireland. That injection of pace again, but Tom May happy to meet the onrushing Simon Keogh. Of course, he's the CEO of Rugby Players Ireland. Heineken Cup winner with Leinster as Keogh, and the Challenge Cup with Harlequins, where we're playing, of course. Another one of those players in the Irish camp who've had a bit of time with Quins. England wrestle back possession, and now Bolshaw looks at that little short side. Perry, now Spencer Brown. Perry loved that little offload out the back. Gomersall. Tom May, where's he off to? Oh, he looks for the physical challenge. Penalty England. Tom May suddenly sparking into life.
Try to see who that was. Liam Toland, was it? It looked like he needed a bit of a breather, clearly off his feet, trying to hold on to the ball. He was pretty much prone on top of Tom May there, and gives up the easy penalty, and England end up kicking to the corner.
So England get a chance to get a line out in Irish territory, and well, I think Mike Tyndall can hear us down on the touchline. Tins, how's it looking down there? Are there some happier faces now, England, with this 10-point advantage?
Yeah, if you could send down some oxygen, that'd be much appreciated. If we've got no backs left at the moment.
Certainly looks like from half-time that England have decided to turn this one up a bit and say, look, we've got the backs to try and kill this off, and we're on home turf. We've got to do this. Is that about right?
Yeah, I think Nick Easter gave a Pacino-type speech, making sure that we don't lose and set the example for tomorrow.
Well, it could be another one here. Do you want to call this one in for us?
Oh, will do. If they could move it wide, give it to the old man. Oh, it's a walk-in. Great tries. Is that Yatesy? No, yes, Yatesy. It's the first try of his career, professional and amateur. He's never been stood in the wing either. Looking in great shape. Clearly the corporate world is suiting him well.
Lovely stuff. Kevin Yates, 45 years of age. He won't thank us for that. 60 games for Sale and 95 for Saracens. Got, of course, Kevin Yates is famous for having 10 years between caps. He was capped in '97 on the Tour of Argentina, and then on 2000 on the Tour of South Africa under Brian Ashton. We've come all the way back. What's this for?
Forward pass, is it?
You not got the referee in your pocket down there?
I know. I'll have a word with the ref.
Thank you very much. You've got Mr. Leonard alongside you, or just in front of you, isn't he? You didn't recognise his slimline figure.
I know. He looks like a scrum half from behind there.
How's he getting on?
He's very well. He's new energy, 3 stone lighter. He's barely even sweating either.
My goodness.
I'm sure there'll be a few Guinnesses sunk later though.
Let's hope so. What was at the place where Mr. Leonard would get a bead on from getting out of his chair, but it's good to see him in fine fettle now. Mike, thanks for your thoughts.
No worries, thank you.
Good to hear Mike Tyndall down on the touchline and calling in that non-try, as it turned out to be, from Kevin Yates. We thought England were in, Topsy Ojo.
Disappointing. I'd have let him have it. I mean, how many times is a front row forward going to be running it in from 20 metres from the try line? Go on, ref, have a heart.
Sean Perry getting going. Oh, England just trying to find the right man. I think that one went forward from Chris Sheesby.
Just ever so slightly. Classic Chris Sheesby. The blame's not his, it's someone else's. He should have been behind him, he was too flat.
I think he's trying to even suggest that it's the assistant referee's fault. How dare he see it and call it?
Oh, well, Sheesby's law, anybody but him.
That is brilliant. Oh no, look at it. Look, here comes the arm. Bit of protestation. England making the changes. Keeping things rolling. Ireland are going to have to do it from their 22. Running out of time. Well, 10-12 minutes or so according to our clock. Whether the referee will go light on them, call them into the shed early. Ireland losing the ball. England managed to turn it over. Rory Jenkins back into the action. Ireland look to try and hold him up. Getting over the ball is Michael Swift, 269 appearances for Connacht. Also played a bit at Richmond over the road at the Athletic Ground. That's just a little bit too high for Spencer Brown. Loud blast on the whistle. Giving the forward pass. Tackles going in all over the place.
I thought for a second someone had convinced him to blow the whistle early, but it wasn't. Just signalling that it was a scrum from a forward pass rather than the line out.
If you're enjoying the action and enjoying a nice Friday night in, make sure to download the Just Eat app. Get all the takeaways in your area and stay nice and cosy without having to leave the house. That's how to do a Friday night, and with a bit of a Legends game on as well. Why not? They're just having a cuddle here. It'll be a scrum to England. With a 10-point advantage, they will be very happy with how things are going this second half. Ireland off to the streaming start with Paddy Wallace in the first half, but England have certainly come out firing second half.
Yeah, England have had more control the second half. They've had the ball, the territory. Sounds like Nick Easter's words at half-time have done the trick, and I would think that if England were to get another score, that would probably be a bit too much for Ireland to come back, but you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Well, exactly. Ireland need the next score, don't they? Des Dillon tries to be the one-man impetus to get them going, and then he gets the pass away. Tackle is made just before Liam Toland could get going. Now we're back in field. Some of the changes are beginning to make an impact, but now Ireland get going. Who's going to be the one to make the big tackle? Dave Moore, former Connacht and Harlequins man, but now it's quick ball for Ireland. Can they ship it and make it work? Was Tom May's tackle a little early? Referee's happy enough. Defence getting back there. Ireland having to work hard to try and secure possession. England with some defending to do.
This is their time now, Ireland. They've got to stay in here, just look after the ball, build the phases and come away with some sort of points. Obviously 5, 7, even better if they can score near the sticks.
Chris Keane onto Malcolm O'Kelly, who after 92 caps for Ireland and that moment was doing it in slow motion. Ireland again coming forward through Mel Dean, former Connacht Quins, Sale and Richmond man. He's still fit as a fiddle, is Mel Dean. So he should be, he's got his own fitness company. Oh, now we might have a man down with a bit of a knock here. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. Brilliant break here from Ireland's Dave Moore. Barrett getting in there with the tackle.
It's exactly what Ireland needed, just a bit of front football, get back into England's territory and just exert a bit of pressure.
I think it's Chris Sheesby who's down, is it?
He's up on his feet, hopefully nothing too serious.
I think he's just knackered, Topsy.
1 pint too many either last night or this afternoon.
Nobody's looked at any part of his body there. He's just got up and had a drink of water.
He has. Maybe he's just doing everybody a favour and saying, you know what, I'll take one for the team, for both teams.
Quite right.
Everybody have a bit of a breather, get some drinks on, and
he's earned himself another beer afterwards. For
yeah.
That. Cheers, Shees. He is pointing at a rib. I think he maybe took a bit of a shot. Great contribution. Played in the Five Nations, did Chris Sheesby, against Wales in Cardiff, winning in 1997. Good effort. A fair few of these players were involved in the Five Nations, of course, before it became 6. Oh, a little look from Keane and then on to Dillon, sorry. And he's trying to go all the way and get there himself. Referee's happy enough. That's a brilliant score from Des Dillon.
He'll be very happy with the help of his teammates there.
Pivotal in Ireland's win last year.
Absolutely, big score for Ireland, exactly what they needed. Trucks it up, carries 1, 2, 3, 4 England players with him as he crashes over the line. Nothing they could do, and exactly what Ireland needed. Back into this game now. Cut the score down to 5 points, see if they can nail the conversion, but they're right back in this game now as we come up to the last 6 minutes left.
Played his rugby with Leinster, between 2001 and 2006 as the conversion effort doesn't quite make it through, but yeah, all to play for now then. Grandstand finish.
Just see it here again. Ollie Phillips can't get him. Scarborough, the back three that have been so good on attack, maybe just not quite there on defence, but let's be honest, they were a bit mismatched there. Great score from Ireland.
Ireland trying to play out of their own 22. Here goes Dan Scarborough. Oh, now we've got a penalty. Men being held back. The referee is observing a little bit of indiscipline from Ireland. Ireland presented with the ball. Isaac Boss back onto the field. Sean Perry in with the tackle. Isaac Boss. Now Ireland looking to put the pressure on, and Gordon Darcy's flying through. Darcy, oh, and he gets the pick-up. Darcy with the score that'll tie the game. The conversion will make this interesting. Are Ireland going to steal this in the last couple of minutes? Isaac Boss fires it away. The chip through was very, very nice. Darcy didn't get too close to under the sticks, but Paddy Wallace has got a key drop goal here to put Ireland in front. Oh, it drifts wide. Couldn't quite take the advantage. So 22 points apiece. I've not had it confirmed. Does that mean that Ireland retain the Stuart Mangan Cup? We'll have to wait and see. Well, Topsy Ojo, that's made your decision on player of the match a little tricky because we don't know which side's going to win now.
I might have to wait another 3.5 minutes to decide now. I mean, brilliant scorer and a player who's been prevalent throughout the game, Gordon Darcy, showing his class. You know, we mentioned a certain other centre that he played most of his Leinster career with, and like I say, he was integral to that as well, and he's showing those skills tonight.
Shane Byrne coming off, he's taken a bit of a knock there.
How's he done that? It's supposed to be a friendly, isn't it?
He's got a war wound. Dear oh dear, that wasn't part of the remit. Fair bit of claret streaming from the head there. He's getting a good reception as he goes down the tunnel as well. The mullet, as he's known. Munch. Shane Byrne and Leonard, two men behind the Legends fixture. Now here come England. Nick Easter looking to try and reply and get England back on the score sheet and back in front. There'll be game faces on now for the last few minutes from an English point of view as they try and bring the result home. John Rudd straightening. Rory Jenkins fancying route one. Needs the support. Easter picks and goes round the corner into the numbers again. England with the clear out. Barrett again with the roll. Ireland trying to ruck through here. That's a penalty to England. It's in kickable range here, Topsy Ojo.
Is that do they?
Someone's pointing to the sticks. That's not going to go down
volley,
well,
is it? All the back rows take the point. They're screaming. Come on, let's tap and go. You got to.
Gomersal's looking for the question.
Oh, to the corner, yeah, there we go. The crowd are happy with that one.
It's only just made the corner, to be fair.
I can only imagine the reaction if he had actually gone for the sticks there.
The good thing was that the crowd booed before the decision was made. There was never going to be any doubt now. Jason Leonard is prowling down the touchline here. You'll just see him coming into your shot. Just at the bottom of your picture there, with the number 1 on his back. Gomersall. Oh, it was nearly an interception. Tom May, the little dummy, and now straightened. England look to pick and go through Barrett. Plenty of pressure on at the back of the ruck, but there's a knock on from Ireland, and it'll be a scrum to England.
Scrum there, and England will have one last chance, I think, to put on a play. I know they've not been together a long time, but probably getting their heads together now, thinking, what play can we put on here that is going to get us the winning score? You'd be looking at the likes of Ollie Phillips is still on there, Dan Scarborough's on there, Tom May is still on there.
Looking for that one-on-one, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it. Get the ball into one of those guys' hands, give him a bit of space, and let him get over the try line.
Nick Easter controls it. Sean Perry always gone for the chip through. Tom May with a little bit of footballing, but Ireland have snaffled it back. Now our clock is about to go red, but it is our best estimation according to the referee's whistle. Isaac Boss, Ireland will try and keep this alive, and now have they got numbers? Can England get across? Ollie Phillips is calling for help, or Scarborough. Phillips comes across. Big tackle goes in. Which of these sides is going to have the mettle to win it? Have England turned this over? They might just have done. No, still with Ireland. Pickers from David Corkery. It's there for Isaac Boss. Paddy Wallace looks cross-field. Referee, I think, was already blowing the whistle because I think we've got a little stoppage here and maybe an injury. John Rudd is just down. We're going to be treated to a great cross-field attempt.
All good. At least he's given the scrum, so there is time, although our clock is red. I'm sure the referee, hopefully in his mind, he's thinking, you know what, I'm not going to blow up till one of these teams scores and wins the game.
what we're hoping. The players are thinking, I'll give anything for a draw right now.
Yeah, saying someone kick it off.
Give the fans a result. We don't want Lions test number 3 in New Zealand again. But we know the players will take it. They put on a great show. 22 points each would perhaps be a fair result. We're without a ball currently. That's the problem that we've got. Now we've got one. Ireland had possession when the referee blew the whistle for the stoppage, so they will resume with it. Chris Sheesby's back on down the near side. He's got over his winding. Boss gets it away. Wallace, they go for that crossfield effort again. It was signposted first, and now Ollie Phillips gets himself underneath it, and he's got support. It doesn't go now then. Runs himself into the Ireland tackle. He might have lost possession there, but well, no, England do still have it. Gomersall. Oh, lovely dummy from Gomersall. Then tackle to the ground, but no one was there. Then gets it up for Scarborough. Now into the tackles they go. Ireland putting their hits in where they can. Barrett. Little dummy from him. As Maurice Field tried to get himself in the way. Onto the field now. Sheesby. Might need a bit of support, so running in there to give it is Hugh Vivian, the former Saracen. Gomersall again. Easter. Scarborough. England trying to create the numbers. And can they get going down the far side? No, they're into touch. And the referee says that will be that. Well, a magnificent display from both sides, and 22 points apiece, perhaps the fair result. They will share the spoils. Ireland will retain the Stuart Mangan Cup. They were hoping they would level the score because, of course, it was 5 games to England and 4 to Ireland. Well, this will keep it that way with the drawn game, but a great evening's entertainment. The game played in exactly the right spirit, and 2 sets of players who are pretty much fans now, of course, who have given, I would say given everything. They've certainly given everything they had left out on there tonight, and we hope you've enjoyed the coverage. And I'm delighted to share that Topsy Ojo's selection for player of the match is Gordon Darcy, and I think he can join Topsy now. They are pitch side.
So Gordon, brilliant end to a brilliant game. How was that for you?
A lot tougher than it looked. The honourable draw. Very, very happy with that.
Yeah.
Good, no, it's good crack. Like it is good crack.
I know. I thought at one point the ref was going to keep playing until there was a winner.
Oh, I came off. He said there was 4 minutes to go. It felt like that was about 8 minutes ago. So I know it was good. Good game. No injuries. Everybody great. Some good rugby plays, and all played in a really good spirit. So
Absolutely. And the boys had a good time. You'll be back next year.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see. I'm getting a little bit older, so I'm not sure I can still keep myself out here. But like the great thing about this is you get to meet with guys that you played against for years and years. I got a great afternoon with Ian Bowshaw. Shoots like a few of the guys that you've played against. You get to have a beer with them now. So there is a great camaraderie element to it, which is nice.
Absolutely. Always good to see players that you've played with and against over the years. And I'm sure tonight you'll all be celebrating together in style.
Yeah. You know, it's nice to rehearse for a Grand Slam. So yeah, we got to get in the spirit when Ireland do the job tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. And just on that, your thoughts on tomorrow?
Oh, like listen, it's one of those games. It's if you use your head, if both teams play to recent form, Ireland should win. But we all know that's not how sport goes. It's England are backed into a corner. I think you have to go back nearly 15 years since they lost 3 games in a row. This is a very good English team. They've got a brilliant coach. They've made changes, so you expect a reaction. It's just what can Ireland do? If Ireland want to be serious contenders in the 19 World Cup, they've got to learn how to win these games. So on loads of levels, it makes for a really interesting battle.
Brilliant. Well, we're all excited to see that game tomorrow. But of course tonight, you are the Pundit Arena man of the match. So if I can't just bring in Rich to come in and present your bottle.
Rich is on his phone. Good man. Thanks very much. Cheers, lads. Thank you very much. Cheers. Nice.
Hopefully we'll see you again next year.
Cheers.
Well, good to see Gordon Darcy there. picking up the man of the match gong. Great display by him. And we can have a little look at the highlights from that second half. 12 all at half time, then they were evenly paced at that stage, and then well, Ollie Phillips came screaming onto that ball. Really nicely worked by England. The back certainly started to turn it on for England's second half. And then this was lovely work from Bolshaw, dummying his way through. And then finding Scarborough to go in and finish. Well, that stage England were cruising. They had the lead 22 points to 12. We knew that if they could see it home after this one, well, that would be job done. We thought England might do the business here. England left the door open for Ireland. Nikita putting in the tackle. But then Des Dillon would have been up there for a man of the match, not himself. He was a really strong part of things. Then the chip through, and this was brilliant from Darcy. Good pick-up, and he was through. Really nicely done. Good bit of skill on the chase. Tom May denied them the chance of the conversion by just keeping Darcy on the outside. And he did just enough to stop them getting close enough for that conversion. So first half tries from Paddy Wallace and James Downey for Ireland, finished by Des Dillon and Gordon Darcy. Ireland getting the 4 tries, as did England, of course. Spencer Brown opening the scores, then Chris Sheesby, Ollie Phillips and Dan Scarborough getting on the score sheet. So, well, is this a precursor to tomorrow? We will have to wait and see, of course, the big match over at Twickenham, just over the road. But arguably we've had a big one here. We've reached over the £1 million mark for the amount of funds that have been raised in this fixture. And as you can see, it's finished 22 points apiece, a brilliant contest. And it's been a really enjoyable evening.
Well, credit to both teams for an unbelievable game, end-to-end stuff, 22 all at the end. You thought one team might nick it, but it wasn't quite to be. I think by the scenes we can see behind us that both players will happily take that. They'll share quite a few pints tonight, I'm sure, and a lot of them will be at the game tomorrow. The big one tomorrow, over the road at Twickenham, England v Ireland. The Grand Slam is on the line. Is this a precursor to what happens tomorrow? We'll have to wait and find out. But it's been an exciting evening tonight. Great to see so many former players turning up and playing their part in what is a fantastic evening, raising money and awareness for some brilliant charities that we mentioned earlier. A big thank you to everyone, our sponsors in particular. Remember, if you're at home watching, still time to find your flavour with the Just Eat app. Thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you for the sponsors, supporters. From myself and Nick at Pundit Arena, it's been a brilliant evening and we hope to see you again soon. Cheers.